Buying your first skateboard, you're gonna have several burning questions like, how much is this gonna cost me? Where do I even get a skateboard? Should I buy a complete or should I build my own? Would it be better if I just got a razor scooter instead? I wish someone would just help me. Well, you clicked on the video and you know I'm gonna help you, so without further ado, let's just jump into this dang thing. Today I'm going to be talking to you like you've just learned about skateboarding like 23 seconds ago. If you're buying a skateboard for yourself and this is literally your first time buying a skateboard, I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can about the process. Luckily for you, I broke this down into 4 small chunks and it should serve as a complete guide for you. I was going to write in a segue at this point, but I couldn't think of one. The first question you may have when you're buying your first board will be, should I buy a complete or should I just build my own setup? Let me just do some quick clarification. A complete setup simply just means a board that comes pre-assembled with everything you would need. Building your own setup is exactly what it sounds like. You're just buying every single individual piece on your own and then assembling it yourself. So what should you do? At the end of the day, it comes down to 2 simple things. How much money do you want to spend on this very first board? And how much time and research do you want to spend on this very first board? Personally, I recommend if this is your very first skateboard, I recommend just going with a complete. And I know there's going to be skaters out there that are looking at this and they roll their eyes, but just hear me out for a second. First, you're brand new to skateboarding. You're not going to know what you like and dislike in a skateboard. You may spend hours researching the trucks you want and then get them and realize that they're too small or too big or too light or too heavy. Second, a lot of times complete setups are going to be a lot cheaper than building your own board. And third, almost always complete setups are going to be fantastic right out of the box, and you can just pull them out of the box and go cruising down the street. You don't have to put anything together. My voice cracked in the middle of that. However, if you're sitting there and watching me and going like, yeah, but I still kind of want to build my own setup, that's fantastic, and I'll be working on a video series about how to do that very soon, so subscribe and stay tuned. But for the remainder of this video, I'm going to pretend like you decided to go with a complete, so congratulations on deciding on getting a complete board. I'm very happy for you, but what's next? So, where do you go to get a skateboard? First and foremost, I always recommend to try to find a local skate shop. And don't be nervous or like embarrassed that this is your first skateboard. Everyone was a beginner at some point, and trust me, the people there will want to help you. Also, when I say local, I'm not talking about like your Zoomies that's in your mall. I'm talking about like mom and pop, this dude and his dog run the skate shop. That's what I'm talking about. However, I realize that right now things are kind of weird right now and you may not be comfortable going into a skate shop or they just might be closed. If that's the case, I'd recommend finding a trustworthy online skate shop. Personally, I love tactics.com and they're not paying me to say anything. They don't even know who I am, but if someone from Tactics is watching, wink wink, hit me up. But I've always had fantastic customer service from them. They always have great deals on boards and they ship pretty fast most of the time. Avoid Amazon, end of story. A lot of times they're either gonna be very overpriced or they're gonna be terrible quality. Also, Jeff Bezos, he doesn't need any more money. He's good for a little bit. He doesn't need to take over the skate industry too. Just shop local if you can, is what I'm saying. Most online skate shops you find are gonna have a complete section, so head over there first. Once you get there, you're gonna see boards after boards after boards, and you're probably wondering, now what? Well, now you gotta figure out which skateboard size you want. The big question is, does deck size matter? To some people it does. I mean, of course it does, man, but it's also a preference. Skateboards come in all different sizes, from anything from like 6.75 inches to like 9.5 inches. So which size should you get? Essentially what I would recommend is if you're taller than 5'3", I'd recommend getting a 70.75 to 8.5. If you're a little taller, lean towards that 8.5. If you're a little shorter like myself, lean towards that 7.75 inch. Well, just remember, the bigger your board is, the longer it's gonna take to rotate in the air. You will have more space to land on the board, but it's gonna be heavier. If you have a smaller board, it's gonna flick faster, but you're not gonna have as much space to land on. But if you're short, that shouldn't really matter because you've got little feet, little baby feet like me. If you're sitting there looking at me going like, please dude, just tell me what board size to get, I'd recommend just going with an 8-inch board. These are very common and easy to find, and you can learn for your next board, do I want to go bigger, do I want to go smaller? There's no size requirement for skateboards. You can get whatever you want, it's a preference. If you're 8 feet tall, you can still get a 6.75-inch board, no one's stopping you. But keep in mind, you're still learning. You don't know what you do and don't like in a skateboard. For years, I rode a 7.5-inch board and only recently decided to switch up to a 7.75 board, and it's way better for me, but it took me a while to figure that out. So congratulations, you decided on the board size you want, but now what brand should you get? Skateboard brands are kind of funny. If you're buying from a trustworthy skate shop, you can almost always guarantee that you're going to get a quality board. Most bigger skateboard companies today all make their boards almost exactly the same. So you can't go wrong as long as you're buying from a trustworthy skate shop. Personally, I've ridden Almost Skateboards, Birdhouse, Thank You, Enjoy, Blind, probably like 5 others I forgot about. But they are all awesome boards and I would recommend any one of those. So here's what I'll say about skateboard brands. Don't just buy a skateboard because you like the graphic, because I guarantee you that boy's gonna get destroyed. If you really like a graphic on a skateboard, just buy the deck and then hang it up somewhere nice. However, what I will say is find a brand that kind of fits your style or personality, if that makes like any sense at all. So I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of people keep asking me what brand of skateboard should I get, and at the end of the day, as long as it's from a trustworthy skate shop, you'll be fine. Now it's time for the final and most important step of buying your skateboard. Add that baby to the cart and let's go, man. I hope I covered everything fairly well and it made sense. If you still have questions, please leave them down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, have fun, good luck, and keep shredding the gnar.